That's what creates attraction. This is also why people fall in love in rehab. Like literally at the rehabs that I've worked at, like we have to like almost have a rule, right? We can't technically control them, but we're like, hey, no fucking in rehab. So this is we're gonna have, and because people will trauma bond, right? We're sharing all of this deep emotional stuff. You can be honest, you can be authentic, and there's someone else in the group who's also honest and authentic, and you feel connected. What is the nature of that connection? It's shared empathic resonance. So one of the biggest things that I tell people who are, struggling to succeed in dating is like, what are the emotions that you're bringing to the table? What are the emotions they're bringing to the table? And if those emotions are not aligned, how can you do some kind of experience that creates an emotion? So this is also where like movies aren't necessarily good or bad. The question is, do you guys like the same kind of movies? If y'all like the same kind of movies and you both laugh a lot, that's a great date. You don't need to talk. You just need empathic resonance. So whatever you can do to get empathic resonance will create a connection.
My brain went in two directions then. The first question that popped into my head was about the role oxytocin's playing in all of that, because I've heard about this chemical called oxytocin, which is there to help us bond, etc. And I remember Simon Sinek saying to me that when like cities have earthquakes, it's crazy how much the city comes together. And he pointed at oxytocin as much of the reason for that sort of shared struggle. Thinking about your rickety bridge scenario, life sometimes becomes a rickety bridge and people bond because of that. So should I be taking my dates to theme parks, for example, to terrify the shit out of them or watching?
Only if you're equally terrified.
Okay.
So that's why it's so important, right? For you to figure out like what is something that is going to give us a shared emotional experience.
Okay, so we've got to both have the same emotion.